The display cabinet. Now, as you can see, the stuff at the bottom there, that's the stuff that children can reach. So Superman's been fighting his dad by the look of it. There's a picture of me. Hello. And we have some Star Wars figures on the bottom. And look at all of the lovely gold marshallings. Oh, look at them. I've even... Oh, look, Blingo's fella. Blingo, man. How you doing? And, R2-D2. And then Freddie. This, my wife's Freddie Mercury. And some... This is her shelf, obviously. Yes, this Whitby Duck's bouquet. That was her bouquet. And me and her and the babies. And this, which is quite an interesting artifact. And then up here we have a few Skylanders. Godzilla, and a spaceman. And on top of here we have a couple of these boxes, which are the bane of my wife's life. What you doing with them stupid boxes on the top of the cabinet? Well, this box has been on here for flipping ages, and that's what I'm going to have a look at today. So come and join me, have a look at the box. There it is. There. The hoodie. Well, what's in the box is, if you remember Action Man, they've kind of tried to reinvent them a few different times over the years, and this was kind of a late 90s, maybe early 2000 kind of attempt, where they basically made him a teenager, and it was all about his gang and his bikes and his cars and stuff he rode. Now, they were pretty cool figures, not the worst articulated, but certainly not Marvel Legend-esque. And they came in sort of varying sort of styles. So here's the main guy, who I probably should have looked into what his name is, but we'll just call him Axel. I think that kind of seems to sound about right. And obviously this is him in his regular and his night ops and stuff, and the rest of his team. So you had like this guy who is the flying guy in his opsy thing. And then the sort of the aquatic dude, as you can tell by the aquatic helmet, again, is removable, which is a pretty cool feature. I've always been a big fan of the removable helmet aspect of toys. And for some strange reason, there appears to be a flippin' thingamajiggy in there. You're in the wrong box, mate. And this is him with his wings, look. Red Bull gives you wings. And they all kind of had their own colour schemes and stuff like that. So you had this guy who has the white costume and the shoulder pads that fire up. For whatever reason you would want that for, I do not know. And this is removable, as is his helmet. So there you go. So he's like, hey man, I got a plaster on my head. I dinked it whilst I was trying to grab a tin of beans out the cupboard. Yes, it's quite commonly done, my friend. So that's the good guys, and they're alright. They're a bit boring, maybe, in terms of like, they're just people with helmets on and things. Where it gets good is the bad guys, because we'll have like the main bad guy, which kind of seems as if he was Action Man, and then he kind of got in an accident where his face got all scarred up and things, and all the rest of it. But there he is. He's the bad guy, and then he has these kind of other people with him, like Clearface. I mean, not Clearface, obviously just some other type of person who's like Clearface, and even has the same gimmick type of thing. A sneaky man who has legs and arms, which is kind of a bit redundant. Is there an actual snake that has legs and arms? Now I know there's lizards that don't have legs and arms, so there's always a contradiction to the rule, isn't there? So, and then we have this guy who's the kind of roided out. I remember seeing this guy in the packet years ago when he came out, and kind of just, I don't know, like, on the one hand, I do love the kind of the random-esque kind of Ninja Turtle style where, like, you've just got a random leg of his trousers ripped off. But the OCD in us, it also kind of, like, I think, oh, like, I wish it didn't do that, but I don't know. It's kind of a love-hate relationship with toys, I guess, in general, because they've kind of got to pick a sculpt, and that's kind of what you get, unless obviously they decide we're making Action Man a.t.o.m teens with interchangeable legs and hands, and you can dress them how you please. Which, obviously some toy lines do that, don't they? Yes, the interchangeable toys and legs features. This guy's probably my favourite. He's half man, half bike, all that guy from Flippin' Dog the Bounty Hunter. So there you go, pretty cool. And he even has an extra action feature, which is his leg extends. And finally, there was other ones in the bad guy line stuff, but I don't have them. And there's this guy who's a ninja. And he presses a button on his leg, and he flips around. Like any good ninja does. Ah, he kicked my finger. Pretty cool. Now, I suppose the thing that really, that I admire about these is the fact that they've got a pretty strange detail on them, and that being that they all have individual soles to their shoes. And for that, I love them. So I'll just quickly go through the examples. So this guy has this kind of tread. You can have pretty much your regular work boot non-slip sole. This guy has little paw prints on. Don't know how well you're going to see that, but it has little paw prints on. This guy has like a swirly kind of tattooy-esque thing. Now this is the same guy, so he has the same soles on his shoe. And that one is the same as the first guy, so he has the non-slip sole, which you would think they would give it to this guy, who's the swoon guy, who has more of a ziggity-zag type sole. There you go. And then onto the bad guy, so the guy with the boot, the car boot. What am I doing with my hands, man? There he has that kind of sole. This guy has a tire track and a footprint, but even better than that, he actually has a footprint on his back as well. And it's kind of the very similar style to the bad guy's sole, who has these kind of skulls on the bottom of his feet. The ninja just has fairly basic kind of just like a gripper rod type. And the snake dude has, ooh, look, that's a coincidence. He has the exact same pattern as the main good guy. So obviously they must shop at the same shop. Is it Clark's? I mean, it is Clark's. That's where I gone, because they measure me feet. Saying as I'm a snake with feet. It's not the easiest thing to gan and get in Snakes Are Us, you know. So I have to get into Clark's. And finally, Mr. Steroid himself. He has, yes, he has an equation of how to make beetroot juice on his stool. So there you go. Pretty random, cool figures. Again, this is kind of a bit of an accidental collection. Definitely would like a few more. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all later on.